This animated movie might be going to win Oscar of 2023. And we are talking about Studio Ghibli movie The Boy and the Heron, directed by Hayao Miyazaki, who is well-known director in anime industry. So let's talk about it. The Boy and the Heron is actually a gift to his grandson, and this might be comeback of Miyazaki as a director after 10 years of retirement, and that's all thanks to Michiyo Yasuda, who was Ghibli colorist. In 2023, at least 400 animated movies had released. So far, this movie seems highest on the race, along with Element, Spider-Man Into Spider-Verse and The Peasants. As I mentioned, this movie is a gift from Miyazaki. So, in 2017, production began targeted to release in summer 2020, and it was postponed due to COVID. The strange thing is, movie was released on 14 July 2023, but trailer was released after 2 months. Yes, you are thinking right. Movie was released with no teaser or trailer, just a poster. The reason behind it, I think Miyazaki wanted us to experience this movie without any preconception. If you are a Ghibli fan, you might know how this movie is connected to others. But sadly, there is no sign of releasing this movie in India, and we will talk about this later. So let's take a look at the book that inspired Miyazaki, which means How Do You Live in English. After knowing upcoming Ghibli movie is inspired by a book, so we connected our body waves to our brain and we read it. But if you think movie is only inspired by the book, then you are wrong. And we also used to thought that way. After reading it, I have no doubt why it was Miyazaki's childhood favorite book. How Do You Live by Genzaburo Yoshino, who was Liberian journalist retired as a lawyer. In new edition of the book, it is mentioned that Miyazaki wanted make this movie or give this movie from long time. This book was like nostalgia of childish thoughts, which follow the story of 15-year-old boy named Copper, who has his wide open imagination. Sometimes he likes to live his own world and going to be have many new experience about the world. I doubt he may have ADHD. He is going to be your best friend or mirror image of your childhood, and there is his uncle who is going to be his life guider and want to be him great man because that is his father's last wish. While I was reading this book, there was a situation like Cooper who was sitting with his uncle on rooftop of building. Suddenly rain came and they took a shelter to cover themselves. Cooper looked at his town and he never thought his town would be that much beautiful, sun shining. He imagined that cars are turning into rhino beetles. At that moment, only one name came to my mind, Guillermo del Toro. If you watch this movie, you know.
And Miyazaki, I think, is a guy that has exquisite technical finesse, but is also a man that has decided to confide in us his most intimate biography through his work.
If Miyazaki and Guillermo make movie together, even though they have different type of style and theme of making movies, but imagine if we saw this director making movie together in future. It will be so beautiful. Just imagine this felt something. Well, this book is good and charming or warm type category. At least this book will not bore you. It felt like sometime you are reading history, science, autobiography book. Just when I finished it, I thought book name should be How Do You Die. It may sound negative, but it is not. Well, negative about this book, it feel like typical Asian book. Well, I don't strongly recommend it, but if you are bored, you can read it. But it has nothing to do with movie story, I guess. Finally, now let's talk about Indian anime community.
You could not live with your own failure. Where did that bring you? Back to me.
Many Indian weebs was hoping this movie to be released in India, but sadly there is no sign to be released in India, even after global released. I don't know why they didn't release this movie in India, where even last year Suzume earned 10 crores from India. I think India is a big market for anime. If this keep going, there will be even less anime movie coming in India. But I think truly sad thing about Indian anime community is no one talking about this movie, and not even Indian anime YouTubers. Maybe they are busy doing One Piece versus Naruto, Goku versus Saitama, and I think this should end here. Where hating Sakura become trend and anime watchers seem childish to others. All this must be end. Doing this for no reason. And hey guys, this was Rarrci. Thank you for watching.